Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. All right, guys, it is Sunday morning, 10:10 a.m. We are recording live both in the same room in Glendale. It's raw, it's uncut, it's unedited. Anything is going to fly. I will edit something if I need to, but let's try and not.
It is unedited unless there's something too crazy, and I will take it out.
It is a Sunday, so I don't want to work too much.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
it's God's day,
let's go ahead and edit in the mental, so TJ doesn't have to edit in the Ableton Live.
I like that idea. I'm always kind of editing on the fly like that. Fly by Jing. You can get that at Target now.
You're always I mean, are you always editing on the fly though?
No, I'm absolutely not. No, I'm not.
Maybe if you started editing one episode a week, it might change the way you talk into the microphone. What do you think?
I'm not gonna change my brilliance and edit my brilliance.
Brilliance is one word for it.
For you, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna sacrifice. I have to be the freewheeling man that I am for this podcast to thrive.
That's true. Okay, I love that, and I think that's awesome that you are freewheeler, and I think that all is cool. Just try to talk like when you are saying these freewheeling things. Just do a better job at the.
So you're saying
the oration.
So you're saying basically I should do better at my job is kind of what it sounds like to me.
Well, that is. I mean. Pulling back.
I love to pull back. Let's zoom out. Let's look at this from a top-down perspective.
If we zoom out, then yeah. But if we zoom in a little bit, there's just a few little things.
Tweaks and tips that I could do.
When you listen to Rogan, when you listen to Chappelle,
I listened to Rogan this week, actually, and I learned that the vaccine is actually what's causing the mutation. So I feel like, is there a way to de-vax myself? Because I don't want to make Joe upset.
I don't know if you can de-vax. I think once it takes, it kind of takes.
So
like once you snort a line of ketamine, you can't.
There's nothing you can do. You can't get it back. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, as they say.
There's no ketamine vaccine, but that's
so you're saying
not
to
a
me
bad
now,
idea.
Now I'm vaccinated, so I'm, from what I can tell from our leader Joe Rogan, I'm part of the problem because I got a vaccine that is causing the mutation, and the Delta variant is running rampant across the continental United States.
You're not part of the problem, but you sure as hell ain't helping.
That's right, I'm not. And I hope this doesn't hurt our chances to go on the Joe Rogan podcast and then have Joe Rogan join us when we're in Austin. Because I'll lie. I mean, I'll lie. I'll light this Vax card on fire if it means getting Rogan on stage with us.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's possible.
Do you think he would do it? Do you think he would do it for free if it was just a kettlebell workout? We didn't interview him. We didn't talk about his show.
If we just sent him a DM and we're like, "Hey, do you want to work out on Tuesday?"
Exactly. And he brings 3 monkey head kettlebells to stage, and we just follow him.
I'll go to Lowe's and get one of those stainless steel gardening tubs. I'll go down to Whataburger and buy all the ice in that bitch.
And we're filling it up.
We're filling it up, and we're doing 20 minutes.
The three of us, all right, me, you, Rogan, 3 different tubs. It's like Neil Brennan, 3 mics, but we just have three ice tubs.
All I need is 3. All I need is 1 mic and 3 tubs.
This is a great idea. How long can you tub for, you think? I don't think I would be great at that.
Rogan does 20. I know that some people, I was talking to somebody recently, they said they did 5 minutes, and I was like, that's really impressive. But I don't know if I could do more than 5.
Look, Rogan says he does 20. I need to see it.
He wouldn't lie about that.
20 is, I mean, I guess it's like anything else. You just build it up.
He's a monster, bro.
He's a little monster, you're right.
He's a little monster.
No gaga.
But if you, going back to our original point, if you do listen to a Rogan episode, uncut and raw, since he's been doing it for so long, I guess, and since he's a stand-up comedian, he's used to listening back to his sets, his game day footage.
Of course, yeah.
Like all these people, and they'll be like, oh, like I should stop saying this. Like, it's not so much like I should stop saying that, you know, Hitler was good, or I should stop saying like all these cancelable things. It's more of just economy of words, as they say.
The economy of words, classic podcast editor vocabulary.
Yeah, and there's some, you know, the problem with podcasting is Grammarly won't help you.
Hold on, what? There's not Grammarly for podcasting?
Well, there kind of is.
White space.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a white space. Let's ideate later. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, unfortunately, the only way to really get in there is something that you're not going to like, which is AI technology.
Nope, I'm out. Okay. Changing directions. I prefer you slaving over the hot machine all day. I don't back AI. I'm not into it.
Neither do I.
I'd rather sit in an ice tub for 30 minutes.
I think vinyl sounds better, and I think AI should stay out of our schools.
Don't you love the click, pop, and hiss of a nice 12-inch vinyl?
Yeah, man. It's real. It's American.
It's real. You know, you can just hear the room. The room is part of the music. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound. I love the music of Charlie XCX and T-Pain, but I don't want to always sound like that.
No.
You can get listener fatigue.
No, I know. When you're listening to freewheeling, my fellow freewheeler Bob Dylan, I know that you like it. I know you like to hit the click, hiss, and pop of that vinyl on your stereo, and I'm not talking Serato.
It becomes the song. It's like when I'm listening to a nice Jaguar Bon Iver release, and the song kicks in, and you hear the little click track,
it's too late,
and
baby,
then and you hear
to be apart from me.
Wow. Okay. First take, Black. We got it. Okay, on to the next.
We got it, Bond. We got it.
But sometimes you'll hear at the beginning of songs where like the drummer will be like, will like count something in, and like, or somebody will start the piano line and they'll fuck up and they'll be like, and they play it again, and they decide to leave it in, and it becomes part of the song.
Sounds better on vinyl.
And that sounds better on vinyl.
I don't want to bring up Bryan Adams, but there's on the Heartbreaker album, the first track is him and David Rawlins arguing about Morrissey, a famous skit.
Oh.
No, it's Bone to Drag. No, it's Viva Hate. And then it's like 1, 2, 1, and then it comes in. That's where my memory goes when you're thinking about it.
And that's probably where Uzi got his ideas for all of his skits, and where Kendrick got all of his skit ideas.
First of all, we don't talk about Kendrick on this podcast. First of all, Uzi, I didn't know Uzi did skits.
Well, everyone does skits now. Every modern rap
You know
record.
that there's a Ja Rule skit called Chris Black, right?
No.
Yeah.
I did not know any of that.
Yeah. It was pointed out to me because I'm not a big jaw head. J-A-H, yes. J-A, no.
I mean, are there any real Ja Rule heads?
I bet.
Like where somebody...
Bro, there's so many white chicks that you partied with at Cinespace that would pay $100 to go see Ja Rule tonight.
Yeah, but just because you'll go to a Ja Rule concert, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, like people will have Morrissey tattoos, or like, you know, like you got to bring one record with you to listen on a desert island.
Hold on. I was
Ja Rule has never been on a desert island disc, is what I'm saying.
How sick would that be if some like British economist is on desert island disc like, I would take a Ja Rule album from 2001.
What Jar has done. They call him Jar.
I was talking to friend of the show, It Boy Greg K.
Mm-hmm.
You're DJing with Morrissey, right? Is the festival you're on Morrissey playing? Oh, you're not.
No.
Okay,
so the festival I'm playing is the next weekend after the Morrissey.
The Morrissey one's in Vegas.
Well, Morrissey is doing a whole nationwide tour, and then the LA date is at this big festival where it's Morrissey headlining, and then like 20.
That's right.
Kind of like
Greg and Alexis are going to Vegas to see Morrissey, and I've been invited, and I think
I was considering going as well. I think it's happening right around my B-Day. But when I was in in Vegas having my sexy hungover episode, and I was talking about the
Hey, it's Jason.
oh, I'm weak. I'm wounded and fragile.
OJ?
I'm gonna come. But when I was talking about the British Uber driver who was talking about switching up to his Lyft Lux once he gets the Ford Expedition, and I was like, oh well, he's saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go see Squeeze, and I'm gonna,
let's go, my man.
He's naming all, and we're talking. I'm like, oh yeah, like I just saw like Pet Shop Boys and New Order, that tour that was postponed last year is gonna be coming back, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to that, and he said, I was like, you gonna go to Morrissey? Because I saw like billboards for him. He's like, oh, of course.
How could I not?
But seeing Morrissey in Vegas sounds fun.
That's appropriate. I mean, if I can't see him in a club, like a small club, then I feel like Vegas is the move.
Yeah, because when you see Morrissey at the Hollywood Bowl, it's a bunch of, it's like you want to see him around the Latinx community. You want to see everyone fanning, falling over the guardrails, cutting their wrists.
I want to punch a teenager in the face to get a piece of a Gucci shirt out of his mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you want to see him, New Mexico, Albuquerque, El Paso.
Oh yeah.
All of
Texas
these
swing.
Yeah, all of those places. But and then obviously LA is like its biggest fan base in the States probably. But Vegas, huge Latinx community.
Very
there.
True.
And I think that's a great place to see him because it's only the fans.
This is bringing me back to the tragic moment where we were outside the Hollywood Bowl and he plays. What did he play for? It was like insane. It was like 2 Smith songs in a row.
Yeah, like the first song.
He played like
just
Ask first out of the gate.
Hello, Los Angeles. This first one, traffic is a drag. This one's called Girlfriend in a Coma. And we're like, are you freaking serious?
And Jason and I, our tickets are fake and we can't get in. And I'm hearing Morris. Is
that the first time you ever bought fake tickets?
I've never bought tickets for anything, so basically.
Well, you were gifted these tickets, or you purchased it from a friend of a friend?
I purchased it from a friend of a friend, but face value, like it wasn't a markup situation. But that taught me the lesson I learned from that, Jason, is never go to anything unless you're on the guest list. That's what I learned from that.
Bro, tell me about it.
That was my number one takeaway.
Yeah,
because I went through a phase where I was willing to pay for stuff because I was just like, fuck it, I want to go. That is over. That phase is finished. I'm only going if I'm on the guest list. The sticky better be AAA.
This is what happens when you move to LA.
Well, I ran into Tommy Dorfman at the cursed Row development in downtown LA yesterday.
Shout out to the Row DTLA.
And she invited me to go see Haim in Santa Barbara. And I was like, this is my shit.
Haim in Santa Barbara at the Santa Barbara Amphitheater or something like that.
That's where I saw Radiohead. Haim. It'd be a whole situation. It'd be exactly what I want. I love the new Haim record, but unfortunately, we're going to be in New York, so I can't go.
Oh no!
I know. But
yeah, what was that the HBO show about the old female comedian in Vegas? Hacks. There was a viral Haim joke in there.
Yeah,
when I moved to LA, I can't tell if groups of 3 girls in LA are Haim or just 3 well-dressed women.
It's really funny. That was when she came back to LA after being gone and went to the Intelligentsia and the coffee was $14 and she was like, thank God. She was so excited.
I can relate.
That was really funny. But yeah, I love live music, Jason. And
what do you think about this? And this is something that I agree with is when you pay for a ticket for a concert, you enjoy it more than when it was free.
No.
For most people who aren't little monsters like yourself, I think that rings true. Not just for live concerts,
anything,
but for almost anything, because like I've been to so many shows where it's been a guest list situation where like just out the gate, the first thing, 50% chance that I'm even going to go. I mean, it's so easy for me to not go to a concert when it's free. So that just alone, and then the percentage, like if you make it to the show, 50% chance, and then when you get to the show, I would say 30% chance that you're going to actually stick around until the end. Like if there's 2 opening bands that are a drag and then it takes forever and you're looking at your watch, you're like it's 11:15 and Deaf Haven still is tuning their instruments and you're
dark example, literally and figuratively.
And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to go home and watch White Lotus jack off.
I just had this I mean, it's an age thing for sure, because if like you're on coke and you're about to see somebody you love, it's fine. You're going to be there till 2 a.m.
If I'm 19 and I somehow got tickets to Animal Collective, I'm in that. I'm tearing my tank off. I'm in that bitch.
I just have this phase.
I'm sweeping up garbage at the end of the concert.
I'm happy to throw away these beer cans, recycle. Excuse me. But I had this phase in Atlanta where we had a friend that worked the door at the famous. Oh my God. It's like a famous venue there. I can't think of why am I blanking on it? It's like an old church. It's amazing.
Okay.
Why am I blanking on this? It's terrible.
The name is irrelevant.
Yeah. And we would bring her, basically she was like, yeah, just show up and bring me dinner and be good, you know.
Just bring me a full
So we bring her a burrito from Elmira, and I literally saw fucking Nick Cave, PJ Harvey, Ryan Adams, Cat Power, like everybody. And I think I was just kind of like, that's as good as it's gonna get. This is like early 2000s. This is when this shit mattered and everybody was in their prime. Now anything I like is gonna be fucking over the hill. That's the other thing.
For the price of a burrito. If
anything I'm actually excited about,
just show up. Just bring me, I don't know, $280, and I'll get you guys, and it's all good.
Tens, please, all tens. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like anybody I'm gonna want to see that bad that I would actually go at this point. It's gonna be I've seen them better before. That's the issue. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But now that you're playing, now that TJ's doing the festival circuit as your representative, obviously, you know, things hit different. So who's playing this festival that you're playing?
MIA, Modest Mouse, and then like 50. Actually,
I heard MIA dropped off because they're requiring Vax cards. So that's, you know, they'll probably have a new headliner.
Is Mia an anti-vaxxer? Anti-vaxxer?
I think I think Mia is like done, lost it.
Yeah, that's our favorite part about her.
No, I mean, that's my favorite part about her, but like I think it's bad. I think it's in a way where it's like you're saying the exact shit that your fans are not down with.
Like with Azalea Banks, she's fucked up. She went off the deep end a long time ago, but all of her fans are like, this is what we want.
Yeah, we like this. Yeah, I think I don't follow MIA closely, but man, she had some slaps, bro. She's got 3 or 4 absolute, absolute legendary hang the jersey in the rafters.
I agree, brother, man. I mean, when her first
shout out to
album came
Diplo,
out,
baby. You already know.
Shout out to Wes.
For every talented woman, there's a man behind him, making it happen.
Riding those Bollywood coattails. Yeah, I'll get you in the lab.
I'm excited for that festival in 2024 or whenever it is. I can't wait to turn up with you.
Yeah, I'm actually DJing this week as well. Arc'teryx party. Shout outs to the Arc'teryx family.
The System A launch. I can't wait to turn up. I have a big activation week this week. So
damn.
There's a Kiko dinner. There's
Kiko who?
I don't even know how to say his last name.
We're not talking about Japanese cutie model.
No,
I am Kiko. We're talking about Kiko Konstantantov.
Yeah. He's doing. I guess he's doing. I don't even know what he's doing.
He's an artiste. He's got a new Asics looking boot type of. He's got a new.
Well, he's the creative director of Asics Sports Style. So
Asics Sports Style.
Well, it's different.
No. I saw like a picture of the boot.
That boot. I think that boot's from his own collection though.
Oh, got it. It kind of looked like a cross between like Outdoor Voices Merrill boot meets a Foamposite.
Well, Foamposites, I still look. I don't want those. I want those for you. Like I really want those for you.
I know it's still like because there's like a couple like as we're going on tour in the next couple.
You gotta
months,
get your fits right.
I need to. I need to get suited and booted. So I think I need to get some foam. The problem is the suitcase real estate. A size 17 Foamposite, I'm gonna have to check a bag.
We can get our. I mean, I think the wardrobe cases get flown on the plane.
The hard cases.
Yeah, the wardrobe hard cases, I think, go on the flight with. I can't remember. We can talk to our tour manager about it, but I believe it will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm saying.
That's not a me problem.
That's not a you problem. I'll take care of that.
One of the others deals with that.
Yeah.
But I need to. I need to get some Foamposites. I don't know if I'm going to get the Bumblebee yellow and blacks or I get the lunar space, the lightning ones.
I like the Supreme Versace chain style joints. Those are the ugliest.
Didn't they do like the Paisley ones?
They might have done a Paisley.
But there's one where it's like space.
Yeah. Those are the there's the Doppler radar ones.
Yeah.
And then the Amardeep sent me a video a long time ago, and an actual weatherman wore them because they're called the weathermans.
Yeah.
And some like old white weatherman was like, check these out, and like it was because Amardeep is.
You see me stomping in my Air Force Ones. Brother.
I really want Foamposites, but I would never wear them, and they're stupid.
You're not turnt enough to be able to pull them off. Is the problem?
I could maybe ball in them. You know what I mean? Do you think that?
But you get a nice $470 Foamposite on StockX. You're not gonna take them down to the
bro.
Y.
I will pull up to
them.
Goat and put down the Amex and walk away with a Wetty 3. Don't get it twisted, okay? I will fucking juke you all the way to the hoop in my foamies with my ankle support.
For our listeners at home, he pantomimed.
I Euro
breaking of
stepped
my
all over.
ankles.
I'll Euro step all over your ass in the Foamposites.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so
I'll put a Foamposite in it.
I need to get some foams. I'll start a GoFoam and hopefully our listeners will be able to
Do not GoFoam
crowdsource. He said GoFoam.
That's the name of your new party, your new goth party.
It's a goth foam party.
It's a goth foam party. The foam is black. That's kind of the twist.
Emo night, that shit's gay, bro. I do a goth night that has foam. It's black foam. It's looking like you got the Marvis charcoal, and the motherfucker just keep brushing.
You can fuck in there too. That's the thing with the foam. It'd be crazy. You might feel weird afterwards, but you can fuck in the foam. When the Cure comes on, best believe I'm fucking in the foam.
When the foam is black, a mouth is a mouth, brother.
Oh, when that Susie and the Banshees comes on and the foam is black, woo!
Yeah. The Crass remix hit different when it's nothing but
shit starts going down in the foam.
And also what it does for pulling the toxins out of the pores. Oh,
let's not forget the benefits. So it's more of a it's a tox to detox kind of night is the vibe.
Yeah, that's like my Vegas Sunday pool party retox.
Yeah, exactly.
My daytime brunch
exactly.
club.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Damn, love a goth night. What else do you need?
Well, this is what I want to workshop with you. There's a part of me for some reason, I don't know if it's my Glendale influence, and also when I'm looking on eBay,
you're not getting an AMG. That's not the Glendale influence stops there.
I'm thinking, I think I need to get a purple Rolls Royce.
2 cartons of Marlboros and an AMG with rims.
There's no, maybe essential sweatpants, but what, as I'm looking on eBay, when you type in size 17 shoes and you close your eyes and you pull the slot machine of like what kind of garbage is going to come up. Quite often, it's a nice pair of Yeezys. They're readily available in my size thanks to the baller community.
I like the Desert Rat model.
Yeah.
A lot. It's a good looking shoe.
I love them. But
unfortunately,
I'm talking about a nasty one.
No.
I'm talking about the glow in the dark things that have
350s?
the 350s, yeah.
Okay, no.
What about an ice, I pull up in an ice blue 350.
Jason,
it's just a stage shoe.
I understand what you're trying to do, and I know you're on your Dalia swag, but
it has nothing to do with my love of Dalia.
Look, you're talking about G-Wagons and Yeezys. I'm getting a Dalia energy from you.
Well,
if you start hanging out at the Commissary Coffee in West Hollywood, you're basically Dalia.
When it comes to fashion, I like to, the Olympics are on my mind. You watch the diving competition and the difficulty level is 3, 3.1, 3.2. I want to keep increasing the difficulty level when it comes to my dressing.
Yeah, and if you had a body like a diver, I would maybe allow you to do that.
But
you're not. You ain't looking like that Tom Daly in your Speedo.
Every once in a while, okay, I'll always remember I was DJing a party and this girl I know who has very good fashion sense. I won't say her name. I won't put on blast.
We're not going to bleep it out. Okay.
And she dresses very well, and she always has crazy fucked up outfits, and that's the style of dressing I like. I like clothes that are ugly and bizarre combinations of tops and bottoms and shoes.
Unfortunately, I know this.
Yeah. Myself included, with my partners and beyond. I just like it. I like somebody who's just I'm going to try to make this fucked up thing work, and the degree of difficulty is harder. Most people will fail, but when you succeed, you're in rarefied air.
My question is, when have you succeeded?
Twice.
Okay.
Twice.
So this confidence is misplaced, but still thriving, running through
I always like,
thick veins.
I don't want it if it's that easy, as they say.
I've seen you get some stuff that was easy. But whatever you say.
I'm not talking about my romantic conquest. I'm talking about with the dressing. Like, I don't want to impress basic people. I don't want a regular person to walk past me and be like, "Oh, you have a nice outfit." I want the one freakiest, nastiest person who low key has like the best swag and taste and flavor to look at me and give me a knowing nod.
Unfortunately, first of all, it's never going to happen. Second of all,
why not?
Just wear Balenciaga head to toe. Like, you're literally describing what Balenciaga is doing.
Get on
your little Dimna dick and do your thing.
To me, that's
spin on it.
That's an example of way too easy.
I don't know what you're looking for. Like, I don't understand.
I want to be able to pull off a pair of Yeezys to where everyone's like, "Damn, low key, this is working."
You can't do that.
Why not? But I saw this girl. She was wearing like the regular, like the very first Yeezys, like the 350s. Maybe they were like the kind of like khaki color.
Yeah.
And she was wearing them with like a statement sock that was kind of like an ugly like Dior sock or something like that, and then like kind of like a proto Bathsheba style summer dress.
Oh, this sounds awful.
And it sounds awful
when
I'm describing it. But I saw the look and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Hold on, let me.
This bitch is pulling Yeezys.
Let me ask you a hard question. Was she hot?
Yeah.
That's why she pulled it off, dumbass.
Yeah, but it has
nothing to do with the clothes.
That's not the only reason. Because
that is the only reason.
I can see. To me, the confidence in fashion has nothing to do with your physical beauty. Like, you can be an overweight person.
I appreciate your woke stance here, but let's just be honest with ourselves. And hotties can pull off stuff that
I've seen plenty of heifers shitting on me when it comes to dressing.
I think you have an Uggo kink is what's happening here.
Well, there's that too.
If you see an Uggo and Yeezys, all of a sudden TJ's got to hide his waist.
It's just... I have to put my trapper keeper over my crotch. They ask me to come up and solve the problem, and I say, "No, I will not."
I don't know this one. Where did you see this look?
I was DJing at a party, and I just.
This is old. This is
a long time ago.
Okay,
this is literally like when Yeezys first arrived, and everyone's like, "These are the ugliest, dumbest shoes ever." But here's the key factor: it has nothing to do with physical beauty, hotness, or weight, or height, or any of that. There's one factor: you got to be rich.
Great point.
You have to be able to go to a store and be like, "Oh, those Yeezys, those are funny. How much do they cost? $475. All right, let's buy them. I'll just try and I'll make it funny and make it work."
Well, the inherent confidence that comes with wealth, much like hotness, is something that cannot be fucked with.
Well, I don't know if it's confidence as much as it is buying. Like, that's what I want to do once I level up and cash out. I want to be able.
Plan to? Well, I guess that's a different thing. Go ahead.
I have a great relationship that I'm milking
with your Wells Fargo loan shark.
With my life partner, I have various crypto investments as well.
My crypto wallet is digitally booming.
The festival money is going straight into NFTs. Don't worry.
Great. I'm glad it's 6 months ago.
But it has it's the ability to have the financial freedom to buy. You know, it's like when when we were doing our little photo shoot that we won't talk about, and I was like, let me get some like nasty shit and see if I can make it work. Because it's one thing to be like, I put together this look of vintage.
But I want to be clear, you didn't make it work.
That's wrong, because you and our photographer and our other photographer were like, low key, this is kind of working. And
on me or on you?
My look that I gave myself.
I can't remember it right now.
It's from the clothing brand Vetements.
Yeah, no, that did work. You're right.
So that's the type of thing. Like, I want to have enough money to be like, all right, how much are these ugly ass Vetements jeans that just say Vetements all over them? They're so stupid. $1,700. Cool. I'll buy them and I'll wear them with some Yeezys and I'll wear them with some like funny like
Jason,
Marnie sweater. And everyone's gonna be like, this look is ugly. It's stupid. It's trash. It's funny. And then the one like hot, weird fucker that it's like when like stand-up comedians will say like, you know, you'll be performing in front of 1,000 people. They're loving you. They're bowling over, laughing. They're crying. And then there's one person with their arms folded staring at you, and that's who you fixate on the whole time. I'm doing it for the one person who is so hard to impress. that don't impress me much, head ass motherfucker.
Let me explain
to be
something
like them jeans. You are getting a motherfucking.
Let me explain something to you. The problem with this is that historically, buying expensive stuff is not the key to having great personal style. In fact, I would say it works against you sometimes. So your theory here is interesting at best.
Well, that's the thing is
the thing that you have going for you the most is your physical challenges.
There is
that is the number one thing you have going for you because it limits your scope of what is available to you.
My handicap becomes my asset.
Exactly. I think that's 100% true.
But just because a piece of clothing is expensive doesn't mean that it is rare or different or basic or anything like that. Like every
well, it doesn't mean it's good.
It doesn't mean it's good, but it's all subjective, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And some person will, like a chef will look at an ingredient and be like, "This like fish sauce." You're like, taste it. You're like, "This tastes nasty as fuck." But if you pair it with this, and you do this to it, then it becomes something greater than some of its parts.
Don't make this a food analogy.
Or like, okay, I'll do a music thing. Like
Although I will say, Vetements jeans do taste like fish sauce. So I guess that is a good.
Okay, let's say Ryan Adams. He's plugging his guitar into his amp. There's static and there's feedback, and you're like, "Oh, this is sounding bad. It's not working." Or Kurt Cobain is rubbing his Jazzmaster against his Marshall half stack, and if you just listen to that alone, you're like, this sounds awful. It's hurting my ears. It's stupid. You put that in the mix with the whole song and the singing and you're like, you know what? This is making it cool.
You've really talked yourself into these Yeezys, haven't you?
Well, that's just one example of just like, I don't want to be bored. Like like if you're going to be on stage, like there's two modes for you. Like you want to be comfortable with clothes that fit you well and are not offensive, and it's just like, oh, that guy's dressed well. He's wearing a nice pair of jeans that fit him well, some nice loafers, and a nice Oxford shirt. That's going to be great, timeless, awesome look. You wear that kind of clothing, I wear that kind of clothing. It's great. But then sometimes you want to be like...
So you're saying you're in the market for some stage clothes, is what you're saying?
There's a little bit of that, but like if I'm going to be on stage, sometimes I'll be in the mood to not be like in the spotlight. I just want to look normal and regular, and then sometimes I'll get a little funky hair at my body, and I want to wear
let's
wild
get you.
fit.
I think we should get you a nudie suit. Like a Graham Parsons style throwback.
Okay.
I like that. I like that for you with the Yeezys.
Orville Peck with the Yeezys.
Orville Peck with the Yeezys.
But see, that's the thing. Like those types of things where you're like, that sounds awful.
I remember
that sounds awful. But then what if somebody's like, I'm going to work hard to pull it off. And then I think 97% of the people will be like, yeah, this is bad. And then the three people who
But I think it's just a waste of time.
Of course it is. But it goes back to my like DJing history. Like whenever you're going to go play, like depending on what mood you're in at that moment, at that day, you're like, you know what? I don't really feel like being on the spotlight. Like I got to be on stage and there's lights on me and there's hundreds of people who are looking at me. Like I don't
hundreds, not thousands.
Sometimes thousands, usually hundreds.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your rant.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, driving downtown, I almost pulled over because I found a gift for you, and I'm gonna have to go back and get it.
Okay.
The Mexican part of downtown where it's all like the open, like market vibe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I look over to my right. There's a
God.
There's
the suspense is
there's
me.
What are the things you call? What are the things that you hit with a stick and they open with candy?
A piñata?
There's a piñata.
Uh-huh.
It is DJ Marshmellow dabbing. This is not a joke.
Dabbing marshmallow piñata?
Dabbing marshmallow piñata, and I was like, Alex, oh my God. And then I didn't pull over, and I was like, why the fuck didn't I pull over and buy that? This is so dumb.
Or even flick it.
Well, but now it's like, can I get back there? Do I remember where it is? Like, I don't know if I could ever. It might just be something that.
Luckily, Chris, I'm an Angelino. After our last podcast guest, Rosecrans, I learned so much about this city that most people don't know about. It's not just West Hollywood. So I know where all these.
There's other bad parts. I agree.
I know where all
downtown,
these
bro. All right, so
are.
we went to the Row yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? It feels like a studio backlot with startups.
Yeah. That is an idea that didn't work out so well.
I mean, the restaurant was great. The seafood place,
seafood shanty,
was great, but that's it.
Had a great dozen. Yeah, that's where they have smorgasburg as well. That's the one time.
But that's a pop. That's not all the time.
That's like once a week on Sunday mornings or whatever, Saturday or Sunday mornings.
Which is also, I wouldn't even go to that in New York where it's from.
Yeah,
so.
And that's the only time that people ever go to the Row.
I mean, it's clean. It's like, it's not like
it has all the makings.
It's like
of it.
well done.
It just happens to be like in the part of downtown where it's just like it's around the corner from Skid Row. It's next to where the American Apparel warehouse used to be, which is like an abandoned industrial zone. And they built a parking lot that is bigger than the Disneyland parking lot there because they were expecting so many people to go to
I did notice that it was expansive.
No, it's literally the parking structure is bigger than the Disneyland parking structure at the Row. And
you see this little shopping shit? Yeah, that's one thing. But look at this fucking parking deck. We really did this.
More people go to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Hillhurst every day than the Row.
I told you that's a little meth spot, right? I heard that.
I told you that, bro.
Did you tell me that?
I knew that before you even.
Can you cop meth there?
If you know the right folks, yeah. There's some seedy people in the.
What do you order?
You don't order it from the barista. There's like guys. There's like Croatian guys who are just posted up on the patio all day next to people writing.
All right,
their
so next episode,
play.
I'm going undercover to buy a couple bags of meth at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Hillhurst.
Is it okay if I record this conversation?
No, I'll do my secret recording. Don't worry.
That is illegal.
I don't care.
That's fine.
So is meth.
What are they going to do? Call the cops?
Exactly. Do you think that business is hurting since the Blue Bottle have opened across the street?
Fuck no. I bet you their business improved because they went to Blue Bottle and they're like, I want a frap.
I would rather have meth than Blue Bottle.
Oh, 100%. Meth, you can at least get some yard work done. Fly a plane into a building.
I did 2 months of meth today. I put all these leaves in bags. I had 2 lattes and I fell asleep from Blue Bottle.
Look at my sock drawer.
This shit organized. They're all together. They all found their buddy.
They're all together. Marie Kondo ain't got shit on me, bro.
Fuck Kondo. Yeah, the Row, I mean, it was just, I didn't really realize.
I feel bad because like when that first opened, I remember I had I think it's the same people that do the Culver City, the platform in Culver City.
It feels similar.
And that was also, it's like a new concept that's probably still before its time of like, we're going to build like a new mall that has retail and residential and office spaces.
I've been to the Culver platform and I've seen it fucking popping.
I have too.
Like I've seen, like if you go on an afternoon on the weekends, it's like lit.
Yeah, but it's lit of people doing nothing. It's just like, let's go get a boba.
100%. No, it's not like I want to be there, but I think the only thing that works in these places are food and beverage, actually.
Yeah.
When we were there yesterday, Go Get 'em Tiger was popping, and the seafood place was popping, and that's it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only thing that people will.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like, we have our store and we sell like different moleskins and like things like that, and you're like, let's go there. Let's drive to like the center of Skid Row, go into a parking structure bigger than Disneyland, walk a quarter of a mile down some asphalt strip behind a chain link fence, and then we'll be there. Versus going to Larchmont or any of these places where you just pull up and there's just
I was able to spend $20 on different colored pens at Poketo yesterday after walking a quarter mile after being drenched in sweat.
Why would you ever want to do that? And I mean, unless because it's like a long play because like you build that whatever they built it like almost 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and they're like, in a couple years downtown's
been that long.
It's probably been it's been 5. I would say closer.
5 makes sense,
5 years. But I mean, like I DJ'd. I've DJ'd.
We know you're friends
there.
with Shopify corporate. Okay, we get it.
I've DJ'd a Shopify event. I've DJ'd a hard music festival there.
They did hard music, the Row.
Yeah, because they're just like, hey, you guys have like a giant like parking lot.
By the way, why didn't we go to Hard Festival this year? Future played.
Hard Festival is just dusty now, man.
All festivals are dusty, literally.
Not all of them, but almost all of them. Yeah, it's just like Future and Marshmellow.
I just don't.
18,000 tickets.
Well, it's crazy to me that all festivals are just everything. Like it's like there's no like there are some like Newport Folk Festival is Newport Folk Festival, but I mean these big ones are like literally like yeah, who cares?
It's too diverse.
We'll get DaBaby, Jason's favorite rapper, and we'll get Marshmellow, Chris's favorite DJ. It's no problem.
Yeah, because most 17-year-olds love both of those things. Yeah. As long as there's no guitars involved, we rock.
Everybody wins. We rocking with no guitar. Just to be clear, you don't play guitar on stage, right? Okay, we can talk about it.
No, hip hop music and electronic dance music have fused into the same thing.
Good for you. Did you kind of start that?
No, I've adamantly been fighting against it.
Don't come for Z-Trip again.
This has nothing to do with
Big
Z-Trip.
homie Z-Trip wouldn't stand for this.
It has everything to do with the build up and the drop. That's what ruined culture and music.
I think you're right.
So
are we blaming the Chainsmokers?
Dance music just used to be a DJ in the corner of a booth just playing music.
Playing boring-ass house music for 8 hours that all sounds the same. And then
just playing music that never stops. It's just like a beat that you dance to. You're on drugs. We don't even have to say that. It's, it's Manchester. It's what, the shit
grooving.
that you're liking. You're just grooving. You're just trying to have sex with a hot chick or a hot guy in front of you. You're letting the sweat and the energy
sounds hot
whip you into a frenzy, and that's just fine. And then now EDM, it's like the boom, and then the drop, and then like a girl.
I've taken a
starts
Soul Cycle class before. Okay, I know what the music sounds like.
And then that's what ruined dance music, and then that's what ruined hip hop music because the verse happens and it's just like some bullshit, and then you want to hear the boom. And then you want to hear Travis Scott, singing about fucking birds and something. And then it slowly goes, 1, 2, 1, 2, let's go. And then you spray the Crystal Geyser 16-ounce water ball on the crowd. And then you jump up and down and do the trap elbows. And that lasts for 17 to 35 seconds.
And
everyone jumps up and down.
Do it all over again.
Boom. And then you just do it up and down over and over again. And when you're not doing the trap elbows, you're just sitting around like this
waiting
sucks.
For the drop.
This sucks. Yeah. This sucks. Okay, this is good. Okay, this
the
is
anticipation is, but I mean, it's so formulaic, which I guess is why it works. It's just like every song is the same in theory.
Yeah, I mean, that's why TikTok works, and that's
True.
why TikTok is the end of civilization.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, so we have a small docket. Well, we should talk about the tour.
What about it? Buy your tickets, idiots.
So we announced on Friday our tickets are for sale.
I'm going on a world tour with TJ, my man.
Our big cities like LA and New York, obviously those tickets are moving much faster. Thank you for everyone who's already purchased a ticket. So I think, probably this week, if you're planning on getting a ticket for LA or New York, I would say do it sooner than later, in fear of selling out, because my ass is not going to add a second date to any of these shows. I leave it all on the stage.
I don't even want to do the first ones, much less add a second date.
We'll be doing half a show, so we're definitely not going to do a 7.
We are going to announce our guests soon. Let's just tease a couple guests. Why not do it?
But we're going to say, for the smaller cities, all our listeners in Denver, Nashville, places like that, get some friends together.
In Nashville, I mean, for God's sakes, the best band in town, Country Westerns, are playing with us. If you're in Boston, I didn't want to have to do this, but the internet's favorite Nomi Fry is going to join us in Boston for all you fucking college students. So, get excited. John Carmonica from the New York Times is going to join us in the shittiest city in America, Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So just we're going to announce this officially soon. But
hopefully
I feel like
John can speak to the Bike Messenger community.
I think he can. Also, I think he can speak to the Freeway community. The rapper.
I know.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because you're an LA guy, you say Freeway.
We need that Freeway demographic.
But there'll be more announcements soon. We're going to be adding special guests. We have musical guests. Every city is going to have something extra. Joe Rogan's joining us in Austin, as we said.
Of course.
He's
a monster. But yeah, we're going to have, and in addition to like us doing our live show and our podcast and having guests come to interview and having musical acts and bands coming and playing, we're also going to be engaging some other fun brands that we have worked with and built along the road, brands like Gia, brands like Sweet Green. Who knows, Oprah style, you might look under your seat and there's a can of Gia.
I'd prefer,
if that won't get you to buy a ticket,
I would prefer a piece of Sweet Green's patented sourdough. Do you want bread with that? No.
It'll be very Art Basel. Instead of a banana duct taped to a wall, it's going to be a loose piece of focaccia.
That's a great idea. Every venue
chair.
in the merch is just a piece of sourdough taped to the wall with electrical tape.
Yeah, we'll have miso, ginger dressing bottle service. You can't sit in my section. Those tables are moving fast.
You can buy a shot. We are doing shots of dressing if you want. $5 light stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
so I think we want to build it out. We want to make sure that you guys are getting your money's worth. For
I don't.
Chris doesn't.
The money's worth is you getting to see us in person, and there's no meet and greets. There's no after parties. There's no signings. There's no.
Yeah, Chris is going to show up in the Pope Mobile. You can throw tomatoes at him all you want.
What I'm going to do is as soon as we finish, it's going to be like one of those Netflix documentaries. Our tour manager hands me a towel. I towel off as I'm walking straight to the venue, get into the Escalade, go to the hotel.
No, I want I want the guy who's running the monitor, the side mix on the stage. As soon as you finish, you go over, you yell something to him off mic that we can't hear. You rip the in-ear monitor off of your head and throw it on the ground. You kick over a drum stand.
I'm out.
And then for me, I'm over there. I do my bow alone. I go to grab your hand to bow, and there's nothing there. and then of course the gladiolas and the lily bouquets land at my size 17 Yeezy in ice blue. I gather them. I take all my selfies.
I'm literally already in the shower at the Four Seasons. I'm already showering off and climbing into. I'm probably on my laptop doing some real work. Before bed. Maybe
No. You're in the hallway backstage with the Four Seasons robe draped over you, face in your hand, crying because of what it took out of you.
That's it. Every night I'm leaving it all on the fucking stage, as you can imagine. And we were thinking about.
You already have the Go Macro bar.
The Go Macro
wrapper is open.
The Go Macro wrapper's on the ground, and hopefully we are going to be able to get the Chris life-size cardboard cutout made for the road, so you guys can take pictures with that at the merch booth.
Yeah, we need to get that actually like Bullwinkle style animatronics. If there's any amateur animatronic listeners out there, because we need that cardboard cutout to be able to bow every night.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to talk to. Yeah, that's a great idea. We should put in the order for that. Those are pretty cheap, I think. The cardboard cutout, it should be doing the alt-right OK hand the signal. Great idea.
Yeah. It's going to be the Dog Whistle Tour 2021.
We already named the tour, Jason. Should we reveal the name now?
Yeah, please.
Thin Lizzo. The boys are back in town. Thin. How long gone, Thin Lizzo? The boys are back in town.
Tonight, it's going to be a jailbreak. The boys are back in town. Thin Lizzo. We're going to come into your town. We're going to steal your women. We're going to steal your bros.
Mostly bros, but we're going to steal them nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. But all jokes aside, go get your tickets this week. They're going to go, which is very exciting for us, and we're happy to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna give you more. Even if we do a terrible job at live podcasting on stage, it's still going to be a net gain value. You're going to be walking out with all these Gias and sweet greens and Sperry topsiders.
The thing is, Jason, a lot of people do a live podcast and it's literally like a podcast and they just record it and put it on their feed. Mm-hmm. We all know those suck.
We all know those suck.
So we're not recording
unless you're in the room. You're like, what's the point?
We're not recording any of this. If you don't buy a ticket, you don't get to ride the ride. And I think that's the way God intended it.
It's like vinyl.
It is like vinyl, and this is more of a variety style show. You can't record this. You can't capture this really.
No. Was Letterman on Spotify? No,
I don't think he was. I don't think I could look, but I don't think he was. Mm-hmm. He was on Netflix, so Netflix let us know.
All right, so I also visited our dear friend Pickle Rick a couple days ago.
Did Pickle Rick finger you down?
He fingered me down. He fingered me up. He rubbed my temples until I fell asleep. I woke up.
Where were his hands when you woke up?
He wasn't even in the room. He was just in the shower cleaning up.
How long was the sesh?
It was a 2-hour sesh, maybe 2:15.
How painful was it?
It was much less painful.
That's good. That means it works.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
The first time worked.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with the shock value of a lot of those things that he did for the first time
Sure,
happening.
like you knowing it's coming to an extent.
Yeah, so like the thing, well, first of all, he said that he had over 70 people from the show go and visit him, which is a lot of people.
So do we get an 8 to 10% kickback on this, or
he threw me a freebie, but
I've received yet again nothing.
I like to support small business.
Yeah, you love small businesses like Whole Foods.
But he well, no, I'd be stealing from Whole Foods.
Amazon owned Whole Foods. Shout out to Jeff Bezos.
But he so like a lot, like the one move that really fucks you up is where he lays you down. You're facing up, laying on your back. You put your arms out, like Jesus Christ on the cross, and then he does the folds your leg over and does the hip stretch.
Yes,
you remember that one?
Oh, I'm familiar.
And that one is like a euphoric, like opens up childhood trauma level stretch where you put the leg over the other leg, and then he bends the knee down below the table that you're on.
All of a sudden, your uncle touched you.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You start remembering that time where your uncle touched you. But like it really because that's your whole. It's just like from the heel of your foot
it's the whole thing.
To the top of your shoulder. It's just like this stretch in a way that nobody, if you're an adult, like nobody is picking you up and moving you like that unless you're like, in the WWF or something like that. You're not being manhandled and pretzeled by somebody in a way that you're...
How did it feel yesterday?
I mean, it feels amazing. It feels like you're just unlocking all the stuff because it's just like your whole, I have a long leg, I have a long, sciatic nerve and all the muscles and tendons and everything, and they all just kind of open up. And, like after, like I couldn't walk after that for like 10 seconds. He's like, don't get up after I do it because like your legs need like a few seconds to be able to like start working again.
Jesus.
But yeah, it felt amazing. It hurt like a bastard, but the amount of screaming was
less.
Was like 10% compared to 100%.
So you're feeling pretty good today.
I'm feeling good. The main thing that I learned,
because you got it Friday, right? So
I
think
on Friday.
Day after you feel a little crazy, in my experience.
Yeah, and the funny part about it is, whenever I would leave him, after I've only been a few times, but every time I leave him, I show up with pain happening in one area, and then when I'm done,
the pain has shifted.
And I liken it to a small demon that lives inside of your body, and you're just kind of always chasing him around,
it's moving.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that.
The target is moving, collecting
you
coins.
never fully remove it until you do ayahuasca, of course. But or you fight your dad, something like that. That's the only way to really get out of your system. But otherwise, it's just
So where's the pain now?
Right here, my left hand.
What?
Like if I were to do a karate chop on a 2x4 with my left hand, right there, like by my pinky finger. Mm-hmm. As soon as he finished working me out, I was sore as fuck on my left palm of my hand.
Did you ask him what the vibe is?
No, well, because he was doing the thing where like right on the wrist.
Yeah.
You like pinch the wrist right there, and then he rotates it all around, and it hurts so bad, but in a good way, and you feel everything all clicking around and moving around. So it was probably some of that. But
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, and the main thing that I learned after visiting him and the difference between the first time and now, whereas before I was like, my knee hurts like a bastard, and I'm just going to like rest and recuperate and hope that it gets better. And then when he gave me the bodywork vibe, I was like screaming in pain. It was hell. And like he would move my leg and I'd be like, and now... in between then, I've been doing all the rehab work where I'm doing like serious shit.
TJ's little stretches.
Well, like stretches and squats and kettlebells, and I'm doing like a lot of working out, but focusing on that knee only, the knee. And like my rotator cuff and like how it's all connected. So I've learned that a lot of the pain that's going on inside of me, where like instead of protecting it or trying to avoid.
You got to run right through it.
You gotta run into the wave instead of duck diving underneath it.
That makes sense. I think that it is about strengthening.
Yeah.
Beyond anything else.
And as soon as we finish podcast, before we play tennis, I gotta do a 10-minute routine in the backyard. You can do it with me if you want to.
Okay, I'm happy to. I love a warm up, Jason. I mean, it's a warm day, and I'm feeling. I played tennis 4 days in a row this week, so.
Damn, bro. Well, as we're getting older, it's these are things that we have to do, or if we want to keep playing.
Actually, at the Easton Gym, they have a wedge similar to your, like an old school, like wooden one that adjusts.
Yeah.
And I have been using it a lot after you put me on, and it's great. I mean, even if it's just a quick minute, just for the hamstrings,
it just feels good to
it's
stretch
fucking
it out.
crazy. It's just, it's such a minor movement that makes adjustment that makes such a big difference.
I know.
But I would love to get a pickle. I'd love to pickle to finger me. I need to get back over there.
When he was doing my hip stretch and he lifted up my leg and then folded it over me, he was like, "Your bones are much less heavy there than Chris's." It's so easy to pick this big long leg up.
Because my mom did always say that I was big boned, and now it's been confirmed by a medical. Well, I don't know if he's a professional necessarily, but a guy who knows some stuff.
And in the 90s and the early 2000s, it became a joke of like, I'm not fat, I'm just big boned.
Yes.
And then the big bone community really took an L, and I think now it's very undeserving. I don't think that
once again.
Yeah, I would say big little bone was creating a false narrative, but
Which verse did he do on the Biggie song?
Big little bone. Yeah, big little bone and harmony. No, but I think having heavier bones,
I'm sure it's real.
It's not a disadvantage.
No, it's not. I mean, maybe that's why I've never broken a bone.
Yeah, I mean, having thin, frail bones
doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound great. Especially
I'm trying to look like Joan
on...
Didion. You know what I'm saying? Little frail ass. I'm trying to look big and muscular, and maybe my bones can support these big muscles.
That's right.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because even if I were able to put on big old muscles, it's just not.
You don't have the bones to support that.
I can't LeBron out.
Well, it's good to know because I know you were just sick and tired of hitting that wall, and you were like, "Why can't I get a shelf like Chris?" And then you're like, "Oh, it's just I don't have the structure. Like I'm structurally not sound."
That's right.
Much like a Miami condo building, you're not structurally sound.
Yeah, you gotta. This is all pre-war.
Yeah,
stuff,
exactly. Yeah,
the codes and everything were different back then.
Codes were different.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and a lot of and the biggest part about it is a lot of that pain that you're experiencing is mental versus physical. It's just like, oh, I tweaked my knee, so I just have to fix my knee physically. Versus like your knee pain can go away if you spend more time not being so stressed out, not being so anxious, and all those things. A lot of it.
I think what you're saying is you need a back rub from your main thing because you've been stressed out.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly what it sounds like. And I understand that.
And my main thing is ketamine.
Yeah, I keep a pretty, I get stressed out, but I think that I swear that exercise is the cure for almost everything for me. Mm-hmm. Like I just, even there's some stuff going on with work this week and people are freaking the fuck. Everybody was like, this fucking sucks. Fuck this. I'm like, guys, it's fine. This is just how it goes, man. It's going to be fine. We're going to get through the fire.
You pull out big picture, don't you?
I do pull out big picture. I take my drone.
Pull out game strong.
Huh? Pull out game.
Zoom out game strong.
Zoom out game. Crazy.
Yeah, he's going 0.5 mode.
Yeah, I always am in 0.5. I got 3 lenses, baby.
Well, I was building with my friend Alexis over the week. Speaking of other ways to remove that stress, and he's like a very unique guy, good friends with my brother. He's worked in like music management for a long time.
Is this a guy who manages like Chromatics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twisted cat, like the most fucked up guy ever, but super sick as well. And he was saying that he turns his phone off. Basically, he puts his phone on do not disturb mode every day automatically from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
That's just not feasible.
He said, like, I have like my 5 to 10 people, like family members, his wife, like his whatever, like the close people. If those people need to get to him and they call him, the phone will ring. But otherwise, the phone is just off.
What is he doing then, though? That's my question. What are you doing that is so valuable?
spending quality time with his wife and, you know, watching a movie, reading, cooking, sleeping, resting, whatever it is.
I just don't. I have no interest in that.
Well, I know you don't, and that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Also, the anxiety of it all, I'm sure, took months for him to get. Maybe not him, but like in theory,
it's different for him because he's the kind of guy who's not like on social media. He's kind of in his own little world.
Yeah.
And he's like more of an old school guy. Like if he wants to get a hold of you or he has a quick question, he'll just call you and be like, "Hey, what's the name of that restaurant?" Blah blah blah. And they're like, "All right, thanks, bye." Versus like texting you and waiting around or looking it up on Yelp or whatever it is. Like, so it's easier for him to do that. But his argument is like, from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., nothing important is going to happen to him really. And like if like a crazy email comes in at like 3 a.m. about like, hey, like Kanye wants you to come to the stadium or whatever, like. It can wait until 8 a.m. Like nothing's going to happen before.
Oh
that
yeah,
anyway.
totally. I mean, things can wait, but it doesn't mean I want to wait to know them.
I know. Well, I know you don't want to, but maybe you should.
This is the whole
I can't do it either. I'm not saying that we're going to do it.
Our entire society's fucked. No one wants to work. No one wants responsibilities. They all just want to work on their mental health. And it's like, well, what do you work on your mental health for? If you're not gonna, I don't understand.
Well, if
that can't be more valuable than work.
From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., then he's logged in, he's in the mainframe, he's working hard, he's doing his thing, and then from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., that's where he has to rest, unplug, and recuperate.
I think everybody, I get it. Like, I understand why someone would want to do that. I just don't think that, like, I don't want to, like, connect with others that much. I don't want to watch movies and not look at my phone. Like, that doesn't interest me. I don't want to do that.
But it's better to do that.
Says who?
Since just time.
Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true.
I'm
just saying every person is different. I think this overall, the way we're going where everyone's like devaluing work and like, we need personal time. Like, I don't think you can apply rules to every person. That's not how the world works.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Not to every person, but I think as a whole, I would agree with, like, when you're watching, if I'm watching Once Upon a Lifetime in Hollywood and I'm on my couch and it's streaming for free on the Starz network, and I would be surprised if I didn't pull out my phone, check my text, look at my email.
What's the problem with that?
Look at Instagram, whatever. You become disengaged from the content.
Yeah, because the content ain't that good. That's my whole point. If your shit ain't good enough for me not to look at my phone, then I'm gonna look at my phone. Your shit ain't good enough. If I go to a movie theater, I never pull my phone out.
That's my point. When you go to a movie theater, it's uncouth to pull the phone out, so you don't. So you enjoy the movie more because you're engaged with it.
Don't necessarily enjoy the movie more. That's not necessarily true.
I'm speaking for me, not for you.
I don't.
But I like going to a movie theater, putting my phone on silent, putting it in my life partner's designer bag, and then watching the trailers, eating some popcorn, watching a movie, engaging with it from start to finish, instead of thinking about, I got to reply to this email or I got to text this guy back or whatever.
But replying to an email is more important to me than engaging with the movie. If it's the right kind of email.
Yeah, of course.
That's just reality.
And if that's the case, then don't go see a movie. But
I'm not sure that it's just like anything else. Like we went too far one way and now we're going too far the other way, and it will eventually like course correct, hopefully. Like we went like,
okay, well, what about when you see people on the treadmill on their phone or watching?
Well, they're just not actually exercising.
Yeah, so then you're not actually watching a movie if you have your phone out.
No. Watching,
you're missing an important scene. Somebody, like my girlfriend will be watching a TV show or movie,
but it's like,
and she'll be like, "Oh, can you rewind it? I was looking at something."
But the thing is, the reality is, none of that is important.
I know it's not important.
Work is important. Watching a movie is not important unless that's your job. Unless you are a filmmaker, unless you are a critic, unless you are an actor, it's not actually important.
What if it's something that you love?
Loving it and being important are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things I love, but I know it's not important. Me getting better at tennis is not important. It's just something I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not important.
That's fair. Well, also, you are privileged and lucky to be a person who loves work.
Totally.
Where most people don't love work.
No, I totally get that too.
Mm.
I'm saying everybody's got to do their own thing. I just mean that it's like what we're deeming is important cannot be universal. Is my point. We cannot tell other people what is important to them. That doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Well, I mean, just like on the broad strokes, zoom out of it, like where if like the healthy mind is living in the present,
sure,
not in the past where depression lives, not in the future where anxiety lives. If you are engaging in a thing, if you're having like, you don't have your phone out at dinner because that's rude. You don't have your phone out at a movie theater because that's rude. But if you and Bay are just on the couch watching West Wing, the phone will be out. We're looking at the real sale. We're looking at Zillow. We're looking at World Star, whatever it is, because that's not rude, but you're not living in the present at that time.
I don't need to live in the present. Who cares?
Living in the present is good, though. It's important.
Sure. No, I know it's all, but I mean, I'm just saying that it's like, I don't know why we need to, I just think I just don't know where this leads us. This push to constantly be, there's damage that can be done, I think, from constantly like evaluating yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I think it's like, of course you need to be aware and you need to make decisions that make you happy. But I think this kind of thing where it's like everything must take a back seat to my mental health. And what the fuck are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? If you're thinking about your mental health, like what does that even mean? Because if you can't live your life in an enjoyable way because you're preoccupied with your mental health, isn't that bad?
That is true.
Like
you can go too far in the other direction, of course, and that's the problem. You're either completely disengaged from the present life and reality. You're staring at your phone all day long during dinner, breakfast, lunch, movies, work, fitness, all that shit, and that's super unhealthy. You would agree with that?
Yeah, of course.
But then also, if you're constantly thinking about that and disengaging and taking time for mental health and blah blah blah, then like you're not even living life. You're just like being overly cautious and doing nothing. The sweet spot is in the middle, and that's easier for us because we have lived pre-internet,
sure.
and we're currently, and we have also, whatever. We're better at it than the average person.
I mean, I don't look at when I'm exercising, I don't look at my phone. When I'm with the trainer, the phone stays in the locker room. When I'm running, the phone is in my pocket. I don't pull out my phone. That's when I don't use my phone.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I'm not going to use my phone, and that's fine with me. But, it's like, I see people on the treadmill watching fucking Big Brother. I see fucking people running with their dogs. I think that's exercise too, but it's not. So it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like.
So then maybe your brain is subconsciously creating these unplugged moments the only way you're able to, which is with fitness. You can't do it when you're watching The Office.
No. I don't. Well, it's not that I can't do it. I don't care to do it. Because I don't think a lot of this stuff that we're watching is engaging enough. I mean, to be honest, like if you
Hollywood needs to do better.
Once again, the blame falls on Hollywood. And they've given us unrealistic body expectations.
Honestly, this is a take that I like.
But I will say this, if I'm in bed watching West Wing, I'm not looking at my phone. If I'm watching Madam Secretary, my West Wing replacement, I'm not looking at my phone. If I'm watching the Olympics, if I'm watching fucking like The Office, like you're saying, I'm looking at my phone. It's just the different levels of engagement with the stuff because one demands it and one doesn't, in my opinion. It's the same thing if you're in a conversation with a person. It's like, if I'm talking to Jason, he starts bullshitting, I'm just going to look at my phone. It's the same idea.
Interesting.
I think I don't. I mean, that I'm sure that doesn't ring true to everyone. That's like a crazy thing, but
no, I mean, obviously it's a funny take, but there is a lot of truth to it. But like the degradation of the quality of content,
the combination of the degradation of the quality of content
versus
and our brains being just fried from fucking loving our phones. It's a combination. But it's like there are times where I will watch something where I could use my phone and I don't.
Yeah. Well, is TikTok and Instagram winning the battle against film and music and
100%.
TV? That's obviously happening, but I'm saying, is that itself unhealthy?
Well, yeah, of course, because it's the cheapest forms of entertainment. I mean, it's not that it doesn't take like
the same way. Like I like to listen to this Da Baby song more than a Mozart symphony or like a jazz trio in the pocket or like something that's more requires your attention and you have to work harder for it, or
it's
like
candy. It's candy. Whereas some of this shit is a 5-star meal. It's just that's what it is. It's like, yeah, we want gummy worms, bitch. It's easy. Like I want some sour shit.
We want Wendy's nuggets.
Yeah,
we don't want sweet green kale Caesar.
Yeah,
but that's. You have to know that that's bad.
Of course, but it's also like what am I, to an extent, it's like what is my resistance going to do? Make my life fucking harder? More than likely. Like I haven't ever looked at TikTok for a reason because I know that I don't need to and I shouldn't. So I'm good. I'll stay away from that. Yeah. Because I got
the same way that going to Arby's it's just like nothing good is going to happen there, so I'm not even going to attempt it.
Yeah,
I think it's because the consequences to the actions are unknown and invisible now compared to
that's true.
When you see somebody, some fat bitch eating Wendy's nuggets, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I see what this did.
You're like, what's going to happen. You're going to get heart disease. You're going to get bad cholesterol. You're going to get obesity. You're going to die 20 years earlier. Whatever, like what's going to happen, but like we don't know what it's doing to our brain.
Look, it's doing nothing good, and I can guarantee that. And I'm not even a doctor, Chief.
It's true,
but you're
able to be like, I do not see, I do not know.
Also, I'm just gonna die. I mean, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I don't know, man. It's like people are just so concerned with things that are like, good luck. Good luck trying to literally resist the greatest minds of our generation creating things to rot your brain. Good luck. I wish you I wish you the best, Chief.
And the problem is the only people that are able to successfully do it look like, they just look insane.
Or they're rich. Or they're already rich enough where they don't have to play the game.
Yeah, that's true. Like a Rick Rubin type of person.
I have to be involved in this stuff to make money. Like it's part of my life, whether I want it to be or not. I'm sure.
You chose this game.
Yeah. The game chose me.
The game did choose you.
But it's like if you can, sure. If you want to be a yoga teacher and make $50 a year and drive a fucking Subaru and that's what you want to do, and you don't have to use your phone. By all means, I would rather be rich and have to look at my phone more than I would like to. That's a situation I'm willing to go with.
This is why we pod, bro. Great
God
debate.
Damn it.
Great discourse. All right, well, we're gonna wrap things up, guys. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, go cop those tickets, guys. This is not a game. All the dates are on our new website, howlonggone.com. Thank you to Matt and Gabe for creating that beautiful landing page for us. It works great.
Studio.sl? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to those guys for building
Spivak Loeb.
Spivak Loeb.
It's cool because it sounds like a fucking lawyer. Law firm.
Sounds like a law firm or a pharmaceutical company.
Exactly. They might be selling big pharma. I don't know.
We're in plastics.
I can't confirm. I'm going to go quick. I just have to go before we, I just got to make sure I get a print copy of the How to Spend It This Weekend with Frank Ocean on the cover for the archives.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to go.
I'm glad that you're slowly coming around.
I mean, the jewelry's ugly as fuck, but the photos are very good.
Photos are cool. Haven't seen the jewelry. Don't want to.
It's literally like, I'm like, this is what you've been doing? You got 10 guys for 3 years and this is what you came up with? Really, bro? But no, I mean, whatever.
That's a whole other podcast.
People are so bummed that it's not music. I can't believe.
I like the name Homer, though.
I like the name Homer as well. Okay.
All right, Chris. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys.
See you guys in a couple days.
Later.
I'm a product dressed in